Life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. One moment, you're steady, secure, certain of your place in the world. The next, everything you've built comes crashing down. For Clara Thompson, a nurse in the heart of Atlanta, that moment came on a chilly February morning in 2025. But what happened next wasn't just a story of loss. It was a story of courage, compassion, and a miracle that would change lives forever. This is the story of how one selfless act turned Clara's world upside down in ways she never imagined. Stay with us because this is a tale you won't forget. Clara Thompson, 34 years old, had spent 12 years as a pediatric nurse at Mercy General Hospital. To her, nursing wasn't just a paycheck, it was a calling. She'd spent countless nights comforting scared children, holding their hands through pain and celebrating their small victories. Her colleagues called her Sunshine because no matter how tough the shift, Clara's smile could light up a room. But on that February morning, as she walked into the hospital's break room, the air felt heavy. The hospital administrator, Mr. Daniels, stood waiting, his face grim. "Clara," he said, avoiding her eyes, "I'm sorry, but we're downsizing." "Budget cuts. Your position. It's been eliminated." Just like that, no warning, no severance, just a folder with her final paycheck and a handshake that felt more like a dismissal than a goodbye. Clara stood frozen, the words echoing in her mind. Downsizing. Eliminated. After 12 years of giving her heart to this place, she was out. She walked to her car, clutching that folder, her hands trembling. The crisp autumn air stung her face, but it was nothing compared to the ache in her chest. Who was she if she wasn't a nurse? What was next? Driving home through Atlanta's bustling streets, Clara's mind raced. Bills were piling up. Rent, her student loans, her mom's medical expenses. Nursing had been her anchor, her purpose. Now it was gone. She fought back tears, trying to focus on the road. That's when she saw him. A boy, no older than 14, sitting in a wheelchair at the edge of a community park. His head was bowed, his hands resting limply on his lap. Something about him caught Clara's eye. Maybe it was the way his shoulders slumped, or the faint music coming from a nearby street performer. She slowed her car, her nurse's instincts kicking in. Something wasn't right. She pulled over and stepped out, her sneakers crunching on the gravel path. The boy didn't notice her at first. He was staring at the ground, his dark eyes distant. Clara approached cautiously. "Hey there," she said softly. "You okay?" The boy looked up, startled. His name, she'd later learn, was Jamal Carter, a 14-year-old with a smile that could have lit up the city, if only it wasn't hidden behind so much pain. Jamal didn't answer right away. His wheelchair was worn, the paint chipped, and his clothes were clean but threadbare. Clara noticed his legs, thin, unmoving, braced with metal supports. She knelt beside him, keeping her voice calm. "I'm Clara. I'm a nurse. Just want to make sure you're all right." Jamal's eyes flickered with hesitation, then softened. "I'm fine," he mumbled, but his voice cracked. "Just waiting for my mom." Clara glanced around. No one seemed to be coming for him. The park was busy. Kids running, couples laughing, a street performer dancing to a lively beat. But Jamal seemed alone in his own world. "Mind if I sit with you for a bit?" Clara asked. Jamal shrugged, but a small nod followed. As they sat, Clara learned his story. Jamal had been born with a rare neurological condition that weakened his legs over time. By 12, he'd lost the ability to walk. He'd once been a dancer, moving with a grace that turned heads at local talent shows. "I used to dance to everything," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Hip-hop, jazz, even my mom's old gospel records. Now, I just watch." His eyes drifted to the street performer, whose fluid moves drew cheers from the crowd. Clara's heart ached. She knew that look, the look of someone who'd lost a piece of themselves. Clara stayed with Jamal until his mother, Tanya, arrived. Tanya was a single mom, working 2 jobs to keep them afloat. She apologized profusely, explaining she'd been held up at her diner shift. "He likes coming here to listen to the music," Tanya said, her eyes tired but warm. "It's the only thing that still makes him smile." Clara nodded, her mind already working. She'd seen cases like Jamal's before, kids with potential held back by lack of resources, outdated equipment, or limited access to specialized care. As she drove home that evening, something stirred in her. She'd lost her job, but she hadn't lost her purpose. Maybe, just maybe, she could help Jamal dance again. If you are still watching, subscribe to the channel and share with friends. Over the next few days, Clara couldn't shake the image of Jamal's wistful gaze. She started researching, calling old colleagues, digging into medical journals, even reaching out to a physical therapist friend, Dr. Lena Harris. Lena specialized in pediatric mobility and had worked miracles with kids like Jamal. "If he's got the spirit, we can work with him," Lena told Clara over coffee. "But it'll take time, equipment, and money his family doesn't have." Clara's heart sank, but then she thought of something. Her hospital had a small grant program for community health initiatives, one she'd helped run years ago. It was a long shot, but if she could secure funding, it might cover Jamal's therapy and a new, lightweight wheelchair designed for movement. Clara threw herself into the grant application. She stayed up nights drafting proposals, gathering medical records from Tanya, and consulting with Lena. It wasn't just about Jamal, it was about proving to herself that she was still a nurse, still someone who could make a difference. But the hospital's response was brutal. Her application was denied. "Not a priority," the email read. Clara stared at the screen, her stomach twisting. She'd poured her heart into this, and now it felt like another door slamming shut. But Clara wasn't one to give up. She started a small crowdfunding campaign sharing Jamal's story on social media. She posted videos of his old dance performances, clips Tanya had saved on her phone. Jamal spinning, leaping, alive with joy. The response was slow at first, but then a local news station picked up the story. "Atlanta nurse fights for boy's dream to dance again," the headline read. Donations trickled in. $10 here, $50 there. Clara visited Jamal weekly, bringing him to Lena's clinic for free assessments. Lena worked out a plan. Intensive physical therapy, a custom exoskeleton brace, and a new wheelchair with dynamic support could give Jamal a shot at moving to music again. The goal wasn't just walking, it was dancing, even if just from his chair. Months passed, and Jamal's progress was slow but steady. He grumbled through therapy sessions, but Clara was there, cheering him on, cracking jokes to make him laugh. "You're going to be out there with that street performer soon," she'd say, and Jamal would roll his eyes, but his smile betrayed him. Tanya watched in awe as her son's spirit reignited. "You're a godsend, Clara," she said one day, tears in her eyes. Clara brushed it off, but deep down she felt her purpose returning. Then came the day that changed everything. It was a Saturday, 6 months after Clara first met Jamal. The crowdfunding had raised enough for the exoskeleton brace, and Lena's team had customized it perfectly. At the community park, the same street performer was there, playing a vibrant hip-hop beat. Clara, Tanya, and Lena helped Jamal into his brace. His hands gripped the armrest of his new wheelchair, his eyes wide with nerves. "You got this," Clara whispered. Jamal took a deep breath, and with Lena's guidance, he stood, shaky but standing. The crowd in the park went quiet, watching. Then, slowly, Jamal moved his arms, swaying to the beat. His legs, supported by the brace, followed. It wasn't the spins and leaps of his past, but it was movement, fluid, joyful, alive. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Tanya sobbed, clutching Clara's hand. That moment went viral. The news station aired a follow-up, and the video of Jamal dancing spread across social media. Clara's crowdfunding page exploded, raising enough to cover Jamal's therapy for a year. But the real surprise came a week later. Clara woke to her phone buzzing nonstop. Texts, emails, missed calls. She opened her door to find a sleek black SUV parked outside, a man in a tailored suit standing beside it. "Clara Thompson?" he asked, extending a hand. "I'm Marcus Evans. CEO of Horizon Health Solutions. Clara's jaw dropped. Horizon was a network of private clinics known for innovative care across the Southeast. I saw your story, Marcus said. What you did for Jamal, it's extraordinary. We need someone like you. He explained that Horizon was launching a mobile clinic program to serve underserved communities, providing free care to kids like Jamal. We want you to lead it, he said. Not just as a nurse, but as our director of community outreach. Full funding, full support, and a team behind you. Clara's eyes filled with tears. She'd lost her job, her security, but here was a chance to do what she loved on a scale she'd never dreamed of. If you're still watching this video, subscribe to the channel and share with friends. Clara hesitated only a moment before saying yes. The SUV? It was hers. A company vehicle, Marcus said with a smile, but also a thank you for her heart. As she stood there, keys in hand, she thought of Jamal, now practicing his dance moves every day. She thought of Tanya's grateful tears, of Lena's tireless work, of the community that rallied around a boy's dream. Clara had lost her job, but she'd found something greater, a purpose bigger than herself. This story isn't just about Clara or Jamal. It's about what happens when you refuse to give up, when you pour your heart into helping someone else, even when your own world feels broken. Clara's kindness didn't just give Jamal a chance to dance again. It opened a door to a future she never imagined. And that's the magic of selflessness. When you give without expecting anything in return, life has a way of giving back in ways you'd never expect. Today, Clara leads Horizon's mobile clinic, bringing care to kids across Atlanta. Jamal? He's still dancing, performing at local events, his smile brighter than ever. And every time Clara drives that SUV, she's reminded of one truth. Sometimes, life's darkest moments are just the beginning of something extraordinary. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love. Subscribe for more stories that remind us of the power of kindness. Until next time, keep shining.